What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is another Beyond Click and Cliff. It's a podcast where you can just sit back and relax and hang out, do your work. Have me in the background, and I try to tell you some life experiences and funny stories, and try to make you have a good time, at least for 20 or so minutes. Now, back when I first started this, I wanted this to be about an hour of a podcast, but man, I don't know if I can even talk that long. But this is basically just a little podcast, 20-minute podcast where you all can do your work, house clean, build Lego, just have something on in the background to make some noise. I'll just tell you my life experiences, something beyond Lego. Everybody knows this is a Lego channel, and this is just something that's beyond it. Now, most of y'all know last couple of weeks has been horrible for me, very horrible. I had a kidney stone. That's a 9mm. It's like a bullet, a 9mm bullet. Had that surgically removed, and that took forever for them to do that. I had to go through a bunch of making a roll, mess, crap, whatever. But we finally got that out of the way. I'm done with that mess. It's out of my body. I'm on the mend from that. So we can probably move on from that. But talking to some of my friends the other day, I guess it's time for school. Now, I remember when I was a kid, school, the first day of school was always exciting for me. And it seemed like all through my schooling career or time that I was in school, well, there's only like 4 days that I was ever excited for during school. And maybe one bonus, I don't know. But it was always the first day of school, the last day before winter break, the first day coming back from winter break, and the very last day of school. It seems like those were the days I could not wait for. And of course, when I was younger, when we had field trips, I couldn't wait for them days as well because I was out of school. I don't know what it was. Like the first day of school, I was ready to go back to see my friends, hang out with my friends. And I was always excited about that, right? Well, when I got to school the first day, it quickly weared off. And then just became, to me, school was like another day of school. And that's why I skipped so much in high school. I hated school. I think I hated anything that I had to be there, if that makes any sense. I kind of was one of those fellas that, if I was made to go, I bound and determined not to have a good time. I'm not saying every day of school was bad, but I just hated just going to school, having to be somewhere, because my mind wasn't at school all the time. My mind was like, what am I going to do when I get home? Never really concentrated. I just went through the motions so I can get home and do what I wanted to do. I made it through school, though. I had passing grades. I did what I needed. I had to get done to have passing grades. I didn't prepare myself for it. I didn't overachieve or nothing like that. I just did enough to get by. That's been my problem in life. Not really. As I got older, I got out of high school and I started working every day. Not saying I didn't work when I was a kid, because I did. I had chores, I had stuff I had to do at the house and stuff like that. But as far as being on my own, I think back, maybe I should have applied myself a lot better, made a better career. I'm not saying what the career path I chose was bad, because I enjoyed it. Actually, I excelled in my career more than I did in my schooling. But, when I was a kid, going to school, where I had to be set down in a classroom and I had to sit there and make myself pay attention, do my homework. And that's why when I was growing up, man, I was strictly against homework. I told them how many teachers I told, schoolwork should you take your work home with you? A lot of them said, yeah, they did. They had to grade papers at home and stuff like that. But I'm still a firm believer right now that work should stay at work, home should be at home. And I was like that when I was a kid. I always told my teacher, I said, I keep my work at school. I don't take it home with me. But sorry about that. My phone, I guess, was up, so I'm going to turn that thing down. Usually a little bit more organized than that, but we are. But when I was in school, that's the way I was. That's how I was all the time. I never applied myself. Always, like I said, I always wanted to keep my schoolwork home. I wouldn't take it home and do homework at home. I told my teachers, I keep my schoolwork at school. I don't take my schoolwork home with me. Home is my time, not your time. Your time is, you got me from 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. The rest of the time is mine. And I kept my guns on that. I worked on the, when I was in class. I worked on my homework. What I got done is what I got done. Study hall. I had a study hall period. That's where I did most of my homework. I didn't take none of it home. It's a lot easier to do it at study hall, because if I have a problem with it, I can go get help from the teacher that, they handed out the homework. I think I only had 1 year where I had an issue. I think that was 6th grade, because they piled me with homework every day, and I didn't take it home. Teachers were calling my parents, and my parents would get on to me, and I was standing firm because I'm hard-headed. But I passed. I made it through. Now, I'm not saying this to any of y'all to go the path I did, because, homework, I just feel that schoolwork should stay in school. When you go home, that's your time to relax and rest your mind, and rest your brain, and rest your body, and not worry about the school till the next day or the next time you had to be there. And I was like that even at work. I didn't take my work home with me at all. What was at work, I left at work. I did that all my career, and I had a pretty successful career. I did join the fire department. I did become a Missouri University instructor for fire science. I did teach fire basic and firefighter 1, 2 other firefighters. I did run a academy for the fire department, and I never did once bring my work home with me. I always left it at work, I practiced what I preached. I didn't, the students I had I did not tell them to take their work home with them. At the academy, I told them it's your time, use it wisely, and I never stopped them from studying. If they wanted to study, that I always thought it was a choice. If you wanted to, I was never told them no, but I didn't make them either. I didn't make them, well, you got to work on this assignment, bring it back tomorrow. Nope. I always left time for them to do their paperwork, part of it. And everybody who made it through, pretty much. I just never, I just think that's just my opinion. And guys, I am definitely not a scholar. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a scholar. But that's how I handled mine. And you can handle yours any way you want, but that's how I handle my business. But it's just one of those things, man. What do you do? I mean, I think a lot, and things may change, It's been years since I've been in a classroom. My daughter has been 5 or 6 years for her being in the classroom. So things were different. My daughter, she had some homework when she was in school, but she usually did it. And I was struggling. I told her the same thing, man. School should be left to school, but I didn't disencourage her to go study or do her homework at home. That was completely up to her, and she did it fine. She graduated high school on an honor system, so I can't complain. I was on the honor system in my school, but things change. Like I said, school starting. It was my favorite day. I wanted to see my friends I didn't get to see all summer. Hang out. Football was always big at the beginning of the school year, and I loved football. I loved the game. I loved playing it. So yeah, I was into the first day of school, but like I said, it slowly went away, slowly fast. Like the first day was okay. The second day it started getting like, next thing, And then about 2 weeks into it, I'm like, is it over yet? Now, after I graduated and became an adult life, a father, a husband, I go, man, you know what? I wish them days away because those were the easiest days of my life because I didn't really have a worry. I didn't have to worry about bills. I didn't have to worry about a roof over my head, food on the table. My parents did all that for me. All I had to do was go to school and do my chores at home. And I'm like, man, I should have wished my life away. Well, that's what happens. That's what I did. And I come back and go, crap, man, I wished. I wish I didn't wish my life away. So there, there's that. Of course, wish my life away at school. Maybe I should have held on to those days dear, and I should have, and that's my fault. And I ain't blaming nobody else because I didn't want to be there. But looking back, those were the easiest days of my life. Only worry I had was my grades. Only worry. Or if I'm going to have a date that weekend, or what we're going to do that weekend. That was the only worry I had in high school, or in school in general, was what, when I was a little kid, hey, I wonder if I get a toy this weekend, or in high school, what me and my friends are going to do this weekend? Am I going to do whatever, That was the only worry. Now, as you grow up and become an adult, and now you're worrying about bills and like I said, food on the table, house payment, roof over your head. I mean, you got all these worries as an adult now, and it's like, golly, I want that back where I don't have to worry about that. And it's hard work. I mean, and it's hard work to get to that point in an adult, but when you're a kid, you're like, you didn't have no worries because it was already taken care of for you. So it's like, well, crap, man. I wish I had that day back. And I think about that. Like, well, maybe my philosophy didn't work. Maybe I should have took some work home with me and studied a little bit more. Maybe my life could have headed in a different direction. But, saying that, I look back and my life wasn't really that bad. I had an awesome career that I loved, that I couldn't wait to do. I couldn't wait to go back to work and keep working at it. I went to a lot of schooling. I've got certificates, this thick from all the schooling I went to in the fire service. It's just paper, but I got knowledge, and it helped me succeed in my career, and I'm proud of it. I went to EMT. I became an EMT. I worked I have a certificate for swift water rescue, confined space, hazmat 1, hazmat 2, hazmat awareness, hazmat operations, and hazmat technician. I was heights rescue, rope rescue, Jaws of Life certified. The list goes on. I think I already said confined space. Of course, Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire Instructor 1, Fire Instructor 2. That's how I became an instructor for the fire service. I almost wanted to take fire investigation to try to get on the fire marshals. That was my end goal, to be a fire marshal at the end of my career. But things happened, and I couldn't do it. Everybody knows I got medically disabled, and I had to retire medically from the fire service. So I moved into Lego. But so I'm happy for how my career went, and where it took me, and the friends I made, and the knowledge I got, and all that good stuff. So I'm happy, and that's what I think the goal of everybody is to be happy, ain't it? Whatever you do, whatever your chose profession is, I don't care if it's a janitor to a business owner, to a content creator, to whatever your career path you took. As long as you're happy and you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. Because if we got to work every day, you might as well enjoy it. Even if you don't enjoy it as much as some, be proud of what you've accomplished, no matter what it is. That's my suggestion to you. Because, other people won't be able to do your job. Just think about that. Not everybody can do your job. I know as a firefighter, I couldn't do IT work. I couldn't do computer. I'm working on a computer now. I know the basics, the very basics. And you guys, the IT people, they're a whiz at it. I wouldn't know what to do. I'll sit there and they'll try to tell me. I'll be like, what? So, guys, that's what I'm saying. Be happy with what path you took, because not everybody could do that same path as you did. So be proud of that. But I think this is it for today. If you like it, please hit this like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. First day of school, maybe. But yeah. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. It'd be awesome. But guys, I think, like I said, I want you to pay it forward. I want you to be nice to one another. Compliment somebody. Say, I like your shirt. I think you're awesome. I think you're awesome. I want you, pay it forward. Be nice to one another. Treat somebody how you would want to be treated. And until the next time, bye-bye.